go ahead and start streaming to let people catch up, get online and everything. And I will start my stream at 6 o'clock. It's in about 5 minutes. What we're going to be doing today is I am going to be showing you guys how to create a planet for Empyrion Galactic Survival. And you can create the planet several different ways, but I'll show you the way that I do it, which seems to be a bit easier for me. So we'll be getting started in about 4 minutes, so stay tuned. All right, it is 6 o'clock. So welcome everybody to my 6 o'clock Wednesday stream. The stream won't always be at 6 o'clock. Sometimes they'll be at 2, sometimes maybe a little earlier, later, depending on things. But I will always try to have at least a stream 2 hours on Wednesdays. So like I said, today we are creating a planet for Empyrion Galactic Survival. Now, the most important thing to have for this is an idea of what you want to do. Let me go ahead and minimize that. So what we're going to do is today I want to create an ice planet that is similar to Ningu's, but with a little few different changes. So what you're going to want is you're going to want your scenario that you're putting it under, which I'm doing it under a scenario that I've been working on that I've been calling Darkheart. Temporary working name may become official, but for now it's just a temporary working name. If you want to add it to the main game, you would add your planet into this here, and then you would have to edit the sector file in here. But I will be adding it to my scenario. So I will be adding the planet into the sector file, which is one of this is actually one of the last things that I do before testing it out. So I'm just going to minimize that there. And what I do is I get a planet that I'm going to make it similar to. So I usually pull it from the default multiplayer because that has the most play fields and everything that you need. What I'm going to want is either New Snow version 2, or Snow and Snow 2. The ones that don't have new in front of them are the ones that were the original ones. And so what I want to do, I want to check under sectors and see which playfield Ningu's uses. Ningu's is right here, and it is currently using the New Snow, which I believe is a static map. It does not change with the whatchamacallem, seed. However, that can be changed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into New Snow, and I'm going to just do this. I'm going to copy scenarios, playfield, paste. Now I've got this in here, and I'm going to rename it. I don't think I ever came up with a name for the ice planet that I was going to name it. I'm just going to call it what's a good name? Eastern. And now a lot of these names I will end up changing. One big thing you want to do, delete that, and deleting this is imperative as well. Now, when you open up your playfield, you can edit anything in here that you want, and whatever you edit will be modified. The static map is down here under terrain, New Snow, which we will be changing that, but I just wanted to get the basic temperatures and everything of Ningu's. So what I'm going to do now, instead of editing the YAML file directly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a program called the Empyrion Playfield Designer. You can download this off the internet. It's actually one of the recommended programs that's recommended by Alien Games. It's not created by them. It was created, I believe, by a third party, just by, a fan or something. But it's a really good tool. It's really useful. And we can go ahead and get started by going Scenarios, Darkheart, Playfields, Eastern, Playfield. And then click OK. All right, and you'll see it opens up everything in a user-friendly thing. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is get rid of that, and I'm going to change that. But I am going to get rid of the hot springs do this, and I am going to change this. Okay, and like that. So, be warning this planet. Yeah, and I can get rid of that. So now I've got the description in there. Breathable atmosphere, I want that to be a yes. O2 concentration, I want this to be at 0.21, just that's an estimate. Atmosphere density, I'm going to go 1.274. Gravity is going to be closer to normal. In order to get a 1G gravity, you would put it at -10. Neo Zero, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me here. Gravity, I'm going to want this gravity at -9.5. Let's do -9.4 just to throw it off of the, base thing. Planet type snow, water. There is going to be no water on this planet, so I'm going to go ahead and take that to 0, but I'm going to make it say water blue just because. The seed isn't going to matter. Nothing in here is going to matter. Difficulty, I'm going to leave that at 4. Fireflies orange. Let's see. Arctic forest. Let's see if we can change this to snow light. And that's something that'll just be all the time going, is light snow. Now, that's also within the forest. So let's just go ahead and delete that because I'm going to be removing the forests as well. Let's go ahead and go to our biomes over here. And you'll see you've got different altitudes and different textures. These textures do nothing unless you take out that terrain file that I had in here. So now that I've got that terrain file in there, I can come here. I want to change it from a fixed map, new snow, and I want to change this to DLL desert new. Now, it's still going to be snow. It's still going to be cold. The only thing that does is gives me the approximate terrain of Omicron. And you guys are going to see in a minute what why I'm doing this. So now that I've got that in here, I'm going to want to modify these altitudes to match that map. So what I'm going to want to do, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Every time it saves it, it creates a backup up here. I believe that's of the unedited file, but I'm not positive. We can just open it up and see. Yeah, that's the unedited file. And this is our new file. So now I want to go back to the default multiplayer playfields, and it was Desert New. I believe it's not one of these new deserts, but Desert 3, I believe, uses Desert New. Yes. And so I want to use these same altitudes or approximate altitudes for the new playfield because that matches this terrain more closely. And then I can modify it slightly after that. But first I want to go ahead and now that I've got the planet in here, what I'm going to want to do, I need a space orbit to put it into the game. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to come back out to scenarios, default multiplayer, playfields, and I'm going to select one of these space ones. I want the Akua ring around this ice planet. So I'm going to do space asteroid field ring Akua. I'm going to just copy this. and I'm going to go back to my playfields, paste it here. I'm going to rename this Aestron Orbit. And now I've got this playfield, which I can open in here. Let's just refresh everything. Scenarios, Dark Heart. And then I'm going to do playfields, and you'll notice Aestron Orbit. And there we go. Open this up. General characteristics. Change that. Space radiation is 2.2. Let's up that to 4.6. Day temperature, let's reduce this to negative 220. Those do nothing unless you're making an instance, which doesn't need an atmosphere. Difficulty 2 is usually what you leave space for. I'm going to leave those at cyan. I'm going to leave that like this. Nebula style, however, I'm going to do blue 2. And leave that like that. POIs. For these POIs, I'm going to change some of these around. That I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to change it eventually to a trade station specific to this planet. But I don't have one made up just yet. If we have enough time later, I might go through and just do that, change the 1-4 Ningus into here. Silicon, copper, let's see. What I want on this planet, I don't want any of these. So let us change these from silicon to promethium, because there's going to be a lot of promethium and pentaxid on this planet. Since this is not going to be a starting planet, that's going to be okay. Promethium, and then I'm just going to leave it in the same place. Let's change you to a pentaxid, and pentaxid like so. Let's change you to promethium. There's not going to be a whole lot of pentaxid ones. So asteroid promethium. Let's come up and do promethium 1. And come up and do promethium 1. Promethium. And then let's change you from promethium 1 to promethium 2. The 1 and 2 just changes the shape of the asteroid and nothing else. And then you are going to be pentaxid. Is there any other? Yeah, there's 2 and 1. Let's make this a 2 pentaxid. And voxel 2 pentaxid. And then rename you pentaxid. Now the orbit should have the asteroid field ring and then pentaxid and promethium asteroids inside of it. Yes, I am working on a new custom planet. I am working on putting it into my own scenario that I'm working on. So it's going to be kind of cool. I'm going to leave the drone base in there as it is, and I'm going to just go ahead and save. So as before, it created a backup. Now what I'm going to do now is when I'm going to go ahead and just do a basic test. So I'm going to copy this, which was a previous whatchamacallit, previous thing there. And I'm going to do this. And this is going to be Eastron, Eastron, Eastron orbit. And what this is the name that it'll be in game. This is the playfield you're loading in, and those are the coordinates. Now, I've got a basic map of what I want this to look like, and this is the planet we're working on over here. So it should be at negative 320, and then some Z coordinate, and then 21. So let's make that negative 320. And that was regular 21? Yeah. Positive 21. And 21. And let's put this at negative 122. Okay. I'm going to want this a circle. And for the shapes and colors of your icon, you can do a circle, hexagon, kite, pentagon, rhombus, square, triangle, or star. And then colors, these are just some colors. You can do any color you want just by modifying the three, red, blue, yellow, or red, green, whatever. Modifying those colors. Yeah, it's, I believe, red, green, blue. RGB, right. So I'm going to pick this one down here, which is 0.97961, and I'm going to put that in here, 97961, which is the same that I had for the previous one, but the previous one was a triangle, just to differentiate it. So let's go ahead and save that. I've got it listed as a starter planet just for ease of starting, of testing. Now I should be able to open up Empyrion. And then start new game. Oh, there is a problem with the Dark Heart. All right. Let's check what this is just by resuming my creative for this. And once you do that, you can, once you load something, anytime there's an error, you can hit the tilde button in a game once you've loaded the game. And in just a second, and it says YAML line exception start sequence got mapping start line 1 column 1 index 0. That's got to be this one, but I have no idea why that messed up. So that's either that one. I didn't rename that wrong. Because the only playfields we've done are Eastron and Eastron orbit. None of that should be bad because that was made with that and the Eastron orbit was made with it, so it's got to be this. Let us, it may have something to do with that. Hold on. Fields. I don't see anything wrong off the bat. All right, let's see if I can just click continue when I do it. And it won't even let me switch between my things. That's weird. Scenario is too large. Limit is 10 megabytes. That's weird. What is causing my scenario to be so large? Well, let's get rid of these backups. Play fields. I've got so many backups in here. What's the biggest one of backup? That'd be this one. I'm going to leave that because that's what we're working on now. Those can be deleted. Okay. I might have to exit and come back in. Okay. Because it could just be that the scenario was too large, but I don't know. And I don't know what else would be in there making the scenario too large, other than those backups. I didn't know you could have a too large scenario, which is weird. I mean, I understand for publishing purposes, but let's see. It still says, well, crap. Hold on. Why is it so big now? And, of course, now the game's going to crash. Okay. Why is it so big? Maybe just because of all my prefabs, but that shouldn't do it. Because there are some that are so much bigger. Let's see. This folder is 1.8. That's... What? Okay. Oh, duh. Delete that. I don't want that in here. That was a AI file that doesn't need to be in here for that. Maybe that's what was doing it. Because that was, you know, way too big. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally saved it in there. That was kind of stupid of me. I did that earlier when getting prepared for this. Now maybe it'll work right. New game. There's still a problem, but it's not with the size. That's fine. Okay, so I don't know why I always have problems exiting the game. At least the past, I don't know, today I have been having problems exiting the game. Go ahead and close it. Might have to restart my computer, which is going to suck if I have to do that midstream. Okay. Oh, that right there, you see that? That little dot. That will be the problem right there. That one space in the line is going to be what was making it not work. And that's why you don't want to edit YAML files directly if you don't have to. Unfortunately, the sectors file, you kind of have to edit directly, unless there's some sectors editor that I've not seen yet. New game. Haha, there we go. So we've got my scenario. We've got... This is the planet we're going to want to start on. Now, just so that we can get in there, I'm going to be changing a lot of the stuff in here. But we want to make sure the playfield, the way that it looks, is okay. So as soon as we get in there, I'm going to be activating God mode and flying around the planet just to take a look at it. Okay, so you'll notice that the terrain doesn't look like your typical Ningu's terrain, but rather a more typical Omicron terrain. And I don't know why my frames are going so badly right now. I guess it's just loading stuff in. I will be removing a lot of the rocks and all of the trees on this planet, and then I will be changing the POIs from the standard, probably. Especially like that, I don't need that. It'll be a trade station made for the planet. But if you look at the map, you'll see the terrain looks a lot like Omicron's terrain would, which is exactly what I want. So let's see. Okay. Let's just head back out this way and take a higher look. That's a lot like what I want with less trees. And there's my escape pod right there, just hovering in the middle of the air. Okay. And places like this would have had water in it, which is why you can see the water stuff, the seaweed and all, which Ningu's does have. If it gets deep enough, Ningu's actually has those along with the crystals. But I'm going to get rid of all the grass, all the seaweed, and all the trees, and I'm going to leave the crystal structures and probably increase their amount. So now that I've tested that and can see what's there, let's go ahead, delete that game. Let's delete the one that I was testing that with, because I don't need that. Let's go back. And then we will pull this back up, since I can get in there now. In the biomes, I don't really have to change the biomes in the Astron, because like the biome sizes, because they look okay. But what I do want to change is the stuff that's in it. So like this, let's delete that. Let's take, let's leave those, and let's delete the grass, like so. And then in here, there's just going to be rocks. Anytime that you see something that goes 0 to 180, that's what they call a dummy biome, which is just for slopes and the like. It doesn't even have anything in it. Let's see, Arctic Forest. Let's just delete the Arctic Forest and leave this. Let's get rid of Winter Bush. Let's get rid of this and delete that. In here, let's get rid of the spruce, the cedar, and the bushes. Let's get rid of this and that, and let's add Promethium stone at a point 0.2. So we'll have a few rocks. Let's lower this to 0.05. And let's see if I can get... Yeah, that, which is a little bit lower to the ground. Okay. So now we've got those two. Let's go ahead and delete this because I don't want grass on this planet. There's, again, the dummy biome. Let's delete the forest and leave the intermediate plains. Delete, delete, delete. And we are going to, again, add Promethium stone at a 0.2. There's going to be a lot of Promethium stone on here and a decent amount of pentaxid at various levels. And then add, this is going to have Promethium stone at a 5. And if I can find the pentaxid, if I could remember what it was called, something crystal blue. Crystal straight and crystals blue pyramid. Let's make these crystals straight. And I'll leave that at a 0.01. So there'll be a few, but not a whole lot. The mountains biome here is, I'm just going to leave those and delete the grass. Did I delete the grass from there? No, I need to delete the grass from here. And then these, that's a dummy biome. Okay, so now let's save it again. Let's go into the POIs. I'm going to get rid of the DSE front, mid, and back. I don't need those. I'm going to get rid of the civil settlements. I'm going to leave the Rados tier 1s. In fact, I'm going to... Yeah, why not just leave all that? Save it. Creatures. Delete the forest. Delete the forest. We just got low, intermediate, and high. Low plains. We're going to delete the parasaur herds. No. Let's delete the oviraptors. Leave the parasaur herd at day and cave worm. Now, let's just do this. This is what I want. Always. And then intermediate plains, golems, ice, day. Interesting. I thought they came out at night. Delete oviraptors, delete lizard mules, and always. And then high plains, delete these, and then change that to always. Okay. Now we've got our creatures modified. Welcome. Let's see. We got Scott. We've got Stubbert. Welcome to the stream. This isn't going to be a starting planet. This is going to be a middle planet, which is why I'm getting rid of like the wood and the stuff like that. This will be actually one of the harder planets to get to. I've only got it listed as a starter planet right now so that I can test it a lot easier. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you the starter planets. There's only one real starter planet in this thing. You start on this space station in the medium start. You start on a derelict, nearly destroyed cryo ship in the extreme difficulty, and then you start on a volcanic planet in the hard difficulty. Yes, this is a very hard thing to start with. But we're going to go ahead and start back on Aestron just to test it out. Okay, now we can look at these and we'll see these have a lot of pentaxid and promethium crystals, a little too many. This is what I don't know why it's listed hot springs. I'm going to have to change the hot springs location. This is good for really? Troop transports approaching? Really? Intermediate planes. This is good. And then intermediate planes with some of those. Nice. There's the drone base. And this is pretty much how I wanted it, with nothing but pentaxid and promethium, because most of the rest of the system is going to be extremely short on pentaxid and promethium. So if you want to get a lot of it, you have to come to this planet and gather the resources and the like. So let's just come over here. Yeah, these I'm going to have to slightly modify. Would you quit doing that? I know there's troop transports approaching. Not that there's really troop transports approaching. What is this? Somewhere I've got fungus listed. This is intermediate planes. Okay. You can stop doing that now. So what I'm going to do... Well, pentaxid is is not ammo. Pentaxid is warp drive. They used to need promethium for ammo, but they don't anymore. All right, let's take a look at the low planes and see. Wait, no, not that. POI or biomes. Where is it? Biomes. Okay. Arctic low plains. Let us see. Oh, that's why, because it has it listed as 10. No, that should be 0.1 and 0.12. Okay. Arctic low plains. Somewhere it's got hot springs listed. And I don't want hot springs. I don't know what. I guess that's Arctic. Let's see. No, let's get rid of. Delete that. I don't even know what that is. But let's go ahead and add some more promethium stone at a 0.2. And we'll see what that looks like. Actually, I'll just go ahead and. Nah, let's just leave that. Okay. I'm going to have to take a look at the altitude that it lists the okay. So what I'm doing right now is I am looking through the biomes and just editing the decorations that are in them to add promethium and pentaxid. And that says crystal pyramid blue. which is Promethium. I don't know what that is. Let's just go ahead and change that. That just looks like that. Let's go crystal. Why not do crystal formations? See what that looks like. And I might add some crystal formations in other things as well. This might be what they're calling the hot springs. I don't know, but it shouldn't be. Let's see. Arctic intermediate plains, Arctic low plains. They might call the Arctic low plains hot springs, but that would be weird. What exactly is confusing, Scott? And I'll try to elaborate. Oh, plasma weapons need pentaxid? That's interesting. I thought they needed promethium. Okay, so it's saying Arctic low plains, I believe, is what it's calling hot springs, which is what I'm going to need to change. I might just have to change it to something else. But let's see. It's got some promethium, some pentaxid. The mountains have promethium and pentaxid. What is these? I have another thing with... Oh, these are the rocks that I left. Yeah, go away. I'm trying to find what was listed as crystal formation. Okay. This is what's listed as crystal formation. I can throw some of those around the entire planet as extra deco. That wouldn't be bad. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. That's interesting about the pentaxid and promethium weapons. I'll have to keep an eye on those. Let's see. All right, let's do crystal formation at a 0.15. Let's add crystal orange, pyramid orange at... No, let's not do pyramid orange. Orange doesn't make much sense here. Crystal tall at a 0.05. And crystal straight at a 0.15, and then change pyramid blue to 0.05. Okay. Now I'm going to have to rename this something besides Arctic Low Plains, because that's coming up as hot springs in the thing. Let's change it to intermediate plains, just because I think I spelled that right. Let's just copy this. And make sure those are the same. Okay. Then for you, I'm going to add crystal straight at a 0.1. I am going to add up here crystal formation at a 0.05, and then I'm going to leave that like that. Let's just go ahead and get those gone. I'm going to add crystal formation at a 1, 2, and delete that. I'm Arctic High Plains. Let's go ahead and delete that as well and add crystal. Let's see, crystal formation at a 0.05. Straight and Promethium. And then let's add crystal pyramids blue at a 0.02. And let's make that 0.1. Okay. And mountains. In the mountains, let's go ahead and up this to a 0.8 and a 0.6. And then add crystal formation at a 0.4. And then add crystal tall at a 0.7. No, let's make that 0.5. There's going to be a lot of crystals in the mountains. And then crystal straight at a 0.9. Let's change this down to 6. All right, let's save this and go back and take a look. I did not make the editor. The editor is actually downloadable online. I can actually, when the stream's over, I will try to put a link down in the description to that editor. All right, new game. Okay. So now we've got a dispersion of different types of crystals down here in the intermediate plains, which was formerly the hot springs. Few crystals there, but lots of different crystals up here. Just like I wanted. I don't see anything that was listed as the crystal tall, though, so I don't know what that meant. But, wait, unless that and that are the two different types. If that's tall and that's the other one, then that's, but I think those are the same. They're just, I don't know. I do not know. Okay. And then we've got this down here. Trade station. And there's a lot of crystals here, but not a whole lot of other things. And the reason that you don't see any creatures spawning, and I had to learn this, I had to ask someone about it, is because it's you have to wait 40 or 24 hours for creatures to spawn. So if I did this and I went debug menu and then speed up the time, and around here, creatures should start spawning any time now, and we'll get to see what it looks like when you actually land on the planet, with the creatures and everything roaming the plains. Now, right now, I've got a plethora of different resources on here. I'm going to be changing these. There's going to be a few iron on the planet, but then there's going to be promethium and pentaxid mostly. Katarius, welcome to the game. Oh, and did I see what I thought I saw out of the corner of my eye? Yes. Golems are spawning. You cannot hit me. I am in God mode. Yes. What, did you get caught on that crystal? Did you get caught on the crystal? Nah. Okay, so that's basically the way I wanted this planet to look. And the reason that it's keeping the same terrain is that for some reason, or a similar terrain, is this is, whenever I exit and do a new game, I don't know why it's been doing this. It's been keeping the same seed for most of the time. I don't know if it was doing it this time, but, so, all right, let's go ahead and get back and exit. And, let's see. Okay. Now I want to do resources. I want to get rid of silicone, cobalt, sathium, and then with neodymium, I'm going to just change that to pentaxid. And I might as well just leave it the same. Just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Okay, and then iron resource 2 to 4, promethium. I'm gonna make promethium 3 to 9, and pentaxid is 4 to 6. Okay, let's see. Size 7 to 10, 6 to 8, 12 to 13. Let's change this from 5 to 9, and 11 to 14. So you got large promethium deposits, medium-sized pentaxid, and small iron. So now that we've got all those, we can save that. Let's go in here, playfields, EA-Stron. Let's just go ahead and delete all those because I don't need any of those. And I'm not going to need that either. I've just got it on there because I did. Let's refresh you. Okay. And I believe that that is going to be all I need to do to make the planet. Because that's about the level of the planet that I wanted it to be. I didn't have to change any height things or snow things or anything like that. but I can show you how to change certain things like I did in here. In fact, I'll show you that after this last test. I'll show you the volcanic starter. I don't want to spoil too much about the other starts because they've got little storylines that you can go through just by reading the LCD screens and all. But, okay, let's see. There's a rock. Did I leave that rock there? Nope, I don't think I misplaced a rock. Okay, oxygen depot. In fact, I might just leave these POIs as they are, because they are the Ningu's POIs. Okay. Drone base. Oxygen. Wow, those spawned all real close together. Okay. But everything looks like it's pretty good. Yes, in fact, I've already created several POIs for one of the other planets. And I'm making a lot of the POIs custom to the maps. But I'm also going to be using the standard POIs. Some of the POIs that I've created are abandoned versions of standard POIs. Because one of the planets that I have in the system is it's basically completely abandoned. There are no drones. There's no functioning drone base, but there's a single abandoned drone base. And then there's the standard abandoned structures and then some of the smaller structures that are also abandoned. But just because they're abandoned doesn't mean that their turrets aren't functional. I think I'll leave that one rock there because that may be a glitch, or it may just be a random, you know, I left rocks in there somewhere, and, you know, it's so rare to find them that, you know, if you do, it's, you know, whatever. But, so, okay, that's basically what I wanted to do with this planet, turn it into Crystal Haven with, you know, Pentaxid Promethium. And let's see. Oh, there's another rock. So we've got Promethiums and Pentaxids and a little bit of iron. Huh, they all clustered over here. But these actually have a lot of Pentaxid in them. So I'm probably going to want to reduce the size of Pentaxid because that's a lot of Pentaxid. Like, this one deposit you could do and never ever need to do another deposit ever again, and you'll be set for life. I mean, that's 900 AU worth of jumps. It's forever. So let's go ahead and change the Pentaxid resource size from 1 to 5. Oh, do I even have this open? Playfields, not playfields. There's Dark Heart, playfields, Eastron. Yeah, it was saving those. There we go. I got like 4 backups right there that I don't need. I may or may not make my own patrol vessel CV, because I don't. The ones that are in there are balanced for the, you know, the levels that I want to put them on and all. And I've been using a lot of the, like for the vessels and such, I've been trying to make it so that this scenario fits right along with the default scenario, just a harder system. So, all right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open up Astaler's playfield, which is the volcanic planet. And you'll notice in the biome that I've got sub-biomes listed in here. And I'm going to show you what those do right now. Alright. So let's start on Astellar. Now, the reason that Astellar is a hard... the Pioneer. Yeah, I may or may not put the Pioneer in here. But, alright, so Astellar. This is the only planet that you'll be starting on. And it's a volcanic planet. It's a hard planet. Because if you don't land your escape pod right, if you land it, say, in the lava, you will die. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab that just because I'm picky like that. But as you'll notice, there's a lot of different textures on here. And that's what the sub-biomes do. And I spent hours just picking out the right sub-biomes to make the lava the way I want it and the places that I want it. And the types of lava at the levels. And up here, you'll notice there's more rocky stuff. And if I can find up... see... somewhere... maybe I changed the way it looked. Yeah. Up here... you'll notice that in this really dark rock area, there's fiber that you can pick at the higher levels. And the higher levels are actually tolerable heat-wise, and as you get lower and lower, the heat steadily increases until you get to spots that are extremely hot, and then hotter and hotter as you get closer to the lava. Danish Thinker, welcome to the stream. It's always good to have you here, DT. And of course, when you get all the way down into the lava, your heat goes all the way up. So, when you start on this planet, your main... there's a farm here. Did I put that farm in here? I think that's one of the random POIs that I allowed to spawn. But you start in medium armor. And so certain temperatures, like this here, you can withstand. However, because of the radiation, unless you have a radiation motto on your armor, you're going to be extremely... it's going to be hard for you to live. But these things here are actually corn dogs. So I've got these growing in places so you can actually, you know, you've got a food source that grows. The rocks can all provide you with whatever iron, copper, cobalt, or silicone that you need, along with crushed stone. And you'll notice there are deposits on here that you don't normally see on starter planets, gold and Erestrum. Because I put gold because a lot of volcanic planets have gold on them in this game. But I put it so also because there's going to be a lot of buying and selling of stuff, making it easier. Like the trade stations and the like are going to be in heavy use in this game. In fact, one of the starts, you start with nothing but a bunch of credits, and you start on basically a trade station to buy your gear. So, it's really interesting, but it took me a while to get the biomes in this planet to look the way I wanted them to. But I'm really happy with the way this planet turned out. And it does follow the seed. Whenever you change seeds, it changes the terrain layout and everything. So it's a really neat planet that I worked a long time on this planet, more so than I did on any other planet. And this is the planet where I started doing it with the YAML file and then finished it by finding that terrain editor, or that playfield editor. So And let's see, where's the... Let's come over here. And the trade station is over here. Let's see. This trade station, it's in a place where the temperature is decent, but the radiation is not. But something that I did do, I went ahead and I've attached this to an orbital trade station. So you can come up here, do trading up here, and with this trade station, I modified it from the standard trade station of this type, so that you can come down into the very bottom areas like this. And where is it? Up a level. Up here, I believe. Somewhere. Yeah, out here. You can come out here without having to worry about oxygen, because this place is oxygenated, because I put the force fields along here. And using God mode, you can see I just force field in those areas so that you don't have to worry about oxygen. And this is a lot of the type of stuff that I've been doing, modifying POIs, is modifying things for like convenience and trade stations. And, you know, so a lot of the POIs are the same. I do, however, have a large list of custom POIs, some of which, in fact, many of which are just modified versions of existing POIs, but they've been modified so that it fits the scenario. But anyway, let's go ahead and start working on putting the trade stations in orbit for, or the trade stations for the Eastron. So let's go ahead, delete all these new games that I did, and then let's load my creative mode here. Okay, let's activate God mode. Let's get away from these. Right now, what I was doing over here is I was, these three are the standard crashed capital vessels. I was going to make the tier 1, 4, 5, and 5A into their own crashed capital vessel versions. Okay, let's head on down here. And let's find a decently flat spot to spawn in Ningu's trade station. This'll do just fine. So in here we do internal TSP, that's Trade Station Planet, Ningu's. That's that one. And in order to change this from what it is to one that we want to change, the only thing we're going to need to change is this right here. And I'm going to change that. Eastron. And then I'm going to need to change the target of this from, I'll probably leave that T public in at TSO Eastron orbit. And there you go. That's changed this from Ningu's to Eastron. So I'm going to save this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to save as TSP underscore Eastron. And then I'm going to need to make this -2, flattens ground, blueprint group TS underscore Eastron, and then I believe that's what I will be, because I guess it'll be just TS Eastron. Okay. And then I need to go into orbit. Paul Kelly, welcome to the stream. It's okay if you never create a planet. I know there are a lot of people out there who have been asking for me to, you know, show how to make planets and all, so that's why I'm doing it. TSO Ningus. And this is the Ningus Orbital Trade Station. Just like with the ground-based one, the only thing I really need to do is find the teleporter and change it from Ningus to Eastron. And then change this. Wait. TS Eastron. Eastron. There we go. Now I can save this as TSO underscore and that'll be in here like that. And then let's see what I did with that. TSO, okay. And then TSO, Eastron, and then that is fine the way it is. Okay, now we've got Eastron's ground-based and orbital hub. So what I want to do is, sorry, I was looking at the comments. All right, now in order to get it into my game, let's delete these backups. I'm going to need the prefabs, and these are all my custom prefabs that I've got in the game so far. I'm going to need to open, let's just open this one. And to find your, the save things, you go to Saves, Blueprints. The first one should be your thing. And then I need to find, it's in alphabetical order, of course, so down here, TSO Eastron. Copy that over to the prefabs. Press Control to copy. And then TSP Eastron, copy this over to the prefabs as well. Now is when I actually am going to be modifying the playfield YAML files directly, because all I need to do is with the POIs, come down here, POIs, where is the trade station? There it is. TS EA-Stron and avoid those. Then save. And then playfields, EA-Stron orbit, playfield. TSO, EA-Stron orbit. EA-Stron. There. Now, I should be able to save that. Come into here. New game. EA-Stron and start. All right. Now to test out the trade stations, got to go northwest, this direction. Oop. It's probably going to be right here. Okay. And let's see if the teleporter works. And here we are in orbit around EA-Stron. Oh yeah. Now, we got the blue in the background. I love it. So we're out here in orbit. Brilliant. And then it should teleport us back to the ground. Perfect. Okay, so now that that planet is completely finished, because that's all I'm going to have to do, let's go, let's see, let's close this, delete the backup file because we don't need it, playfields, EA-Stron, let's go ahead, delete the preview. And let's open up Dark Heart's sectors file and remove EA-Stron as a starter planet. Just get rid of that there and hit save. Now let's one last time open up EA-Stron and where it says start, delete, save. Exit that. Yes, I'm sure. And we are done creating the planet. But we've got a good, what, 40 minutes left? So, yes, I changed the LCD screens that had Ningus listed on it and changed it to EA-Stron. What was I doing? Oh, yes. We got about 40 minutes left in the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and let's close this out. Sorry, I must have alt-tabbed Empyrion instead of closing it. You guys aren't seeing anything that I did. But that's fine. 40 minutes left in the screen. Let's show off. Let's exit first because I... Okay, and let me double check and make sure that the sectors file deleted. Yep, EA-Stron is no longer a starting planet. So Let's start up Empyrion. The scenario's not finished yet. I've barely got the starter planets in there, plus a couple other planets. I'm guessing it'll be done maybe within a month. I've got quite a bit left to do on it. I've basically got the bare minimum started. Outer Rim, shoot. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start on the Outer Rim and just show you guys a little bit of what you'll be doing in here. So the Outer Rim is the furthest reaches of the star system, and you start on a space station, having just teleported in, but you can't teleport out from the system. You've got this. It says, "Welcome, incoming travelers. You are now aboard Kotaria Mining Station. Unfortunately, our outbound interstellar teleporter is currently offline. However, we are pleased to have you as our guest until it is repaired. In the locker to the left is a welcoming gift of a preloaded money card with 10,000 credits on it. Thank you for joining us here aboard Kotaria Mining Station. We hope you enjoy your stay. Chief Godraxel, Station Manager." And in here, you've got 10,000. And depending on what difficulty starting level you have, you start with a different amount of coins. Okay, my game froze. Why did my game freeze? Oh, okay. So I've got 150 coins because I started on, I believe, easy. I think it goes 150. I don't remember. It's like 150 is easy or medium or something. This guy here will only accept cash, so you can only buy from him with your money card. And I don't know why their stores do this. Sometimes their stores have set things with like this, and other times it does like it's supposed to, and it'll show you the buy and sell and everything. Let's see, up here, you have to enter a lot code to get up there, which is hidden around the station somewhere. Which if you don't want to take my word for it, just pay a visit to the restroom and you'll see the control room entry code is hidden around the station and in the resource mines. So this station is a modified station. I did not create it completely myself. I just modified it slightly. Let's go all the way down to the main sector of the station. Now down here, you'll notice it says anomaly teleport offline. This teleporter will teleport you to, I don't know if you can see it from here. Somewhere off in the distance, there's actually a planet in this system which has been, well, it's been sort of, it's the abandoned planet. But basically what you'll do, you'll buy your equipment and stuff. You start off with no armor or anything, and armor is rather expensive. But you can come over here, you can buy whatever you need from any of the shops, and you can teleport to these mines. There's the planet back there. Using your drone, when you get access to these, which you can just start drilling into the planet. I'm thinking about just putting an exit right here, because once you drill out of the planet or out of the asteroid, you usually just go out and find the resource anyway. And back here is where the access code to the bridge is located, but you'll have to figure out how to get back there on your own. Now, I already know the access code to the thing. At least I think I remember the access code. There. So, once you get the access code, you can come up here and activate the teleporter. But in order to leave, you got to put that back down. Now, the teleporter is supposed to stay active for 5 minutes. It seems to stay active a lot longer than that to me, but I don't know. Teleporters. And now we can teleport like I said, the time frame for completion is whenever it's done, which should be in a few months or a month, hopefully within a month. But I've been working on this as best I can. Yeah, so now we're on Anomaly, which it's called that because, well, the gravity is 3.89, almost 4 times Earth gravity. And the standard radiation is 8. So once you get down here, it says, "Welcome to the Anomaly Research Facility. Before you continue, there are a few things you should be aware of. First, due to the planet's unusually high gravity, jetpack use is not recommended." Yeah, if you jetpack all the way up and fall, you get hurt. Second, radiation levels outside are intolerable for anyone not using at least medium armor, which means we're going to have to acquire medium armor. And finally, the research labs are off limits due to a recent situation. Only research and hazard personnel are allowed in the labs. Please enjoy your time here at the Anomaly Research Facility. You've got this BioClean shower here because apparently radiation can interfere with the teleporter. It doesn't actually. That's just something I put there for, effect. And then over here, you've got the trading. Let's go ahead and throw my coins in here. And that gives me 7,500 extra that I can spend there. I'm going to want to come over here. I'm going to want an assault rifle. Let's just go ahead and buy that and some rounds. Let's just go ahead and buy... I can't buy all of them. Let's buy... Can't buy all that because I don't have enough. Let's buy... 300 rounds. Okay, so the main reason I went ahead and got that, well, over here in this garden, you've got fiber growing on here. This is your only source of fiber right here. If you decide to make your own garden and grow your own fiber and all that, cool. Otherwise, that's where you get your fiber. Let's see. Once you come through here, you hear creatures all over. You'll see caution. Labs 18 and 17 are under isolation, and I don't know why it's cold here. Hold on. Why is it so cold here? And there's no oxygen. Okay, something is really, really wrong. Where it was down this way. Now there's oxygen down here somewhere. Right here. But why is it... That's a problem. Apparently... Okay, apparently I have a leak somewhere. And I'm not sure where. Because I've got these labs set up so that you can use them. Alright, you know what? And this is basically what I do. I try to go through the thing, and if something screws up... Alright, let's delete you. Delete you. And load this. If something screws up like that, I have to go fix it. Okay. God mode. Let's come over to my work in progress facility here. Why do you not have oxygen on the interior? This is my question to you. I need to refuel up so that you'll provide gravity. This station itself, like this ground-based station, doesn't have its own gravity generator or anything. So I have a gravity generator in that I can move around to do this. Now, I'm going to go through here, and there shouldn't be any leaks. Airtight blocks. Now, this can get extremely framey. I know that this section has some non-airtightness. That's done on purpose. But there's this that's blocking this. Did I just screw something up somewhere by mistake? That, let's see, in here is oxygenated and temperature controlled. This in here is not. Even though... let's see. Somewhere in here there is a block that is causing leakage. And it could be just about anywhere. Alright, later, DT. Glass doors do let the oxygen through. However, let me get all this green stuff off. You'll notice, like, on the glass doors let oxygen through, but I put up force fields wherever I don't want oxygen to get through. Like, out here, this exterior one has a force field that I put out here so that it keeps the air in. The force field keeps the air in. Now, my guess is that somewhere in these labs, see, I've got a force field there. I'm guessing that somewhere I've got a missing block. And I wish that you could find where the leaks are. This and like this place in here is meant to be depressurized and deoxygenated because of the holes in there. But these force fields, this one and the one on the other side, should hold the air in here. Which means that somewhere I have a missing block. And I don't know where that is. This might take a while, so I might just have to look for it on my own. Off stream. Which is disappointing because I wanted to show you this because it's got a really interesting thing. I'll probably end up showing it later. I'll definitely keep you guys updated with this stream. We've got airtight all up there. So what did I change recently on here? I don't remember changing anything important since the last time I tested it. I don't know. What was the last things that I did to this? I think the last things I did, I just added these deco things in there. I didn't take anything off. But knowing this game, it's like possible that something... Yeah, but if you click to show oxygen, there's no oxygen anywhere. Because if you look in the lower left corner, you'll see the little O2 thing will light up if there's oxygen. So... I don't know where this leak could be. Because all of these are fine. Well, reloading the game won't solve it because it was a problem in the in the actual scenario that I noticed it, and then this is a totally different game, like a different save game altogether, and it's also got the problem, which means there's an actual problem somewhere. I just need to find it. There. See this? This is the problem right here. Okay. Let us put this concrete block back here. Yeah, tell me about it. Okay. Let us... And oxygen on. There we go. Okay. Now, save as EXP anomaly base, save damage states, overwrite. Okay. Now, let me go back out and go into the files, Dark Heart prefabs, and then new window, Empyrion Galactic Survival, saves, blueprints, EXP anomaly base, move this from here to there, copy, replace. Okay, now everything should work. Let's go ahead and close that. I don't need that. Close that. Now we should be able to do it. Alright, maybe this time it won't work so badly. Darksider, welcome to the stream. Alright, and the extrasolar teleporter is currently under repairs like I mentioned before, and it won't let you back out there, so you better grab your credits while you were out there. Alright, and he's still selling things for ridiculous prices. Let's come up here. It was that. Over to here, turn on the teleporter. Turn off the switch to open the door. And all the way down to the bottom. Teleporters are over here. Okay. And let's go ahead and get our assault rifle again. Let's throw our coins into here. And the ammo. Let's try. Can't do 300. But I can only do one or the other. Let's try. Yeah, let's do 250 from there. And then from here, let's do 150. Okay, we got oxygen in here. We got temperature. That's good. Okay, so here are the aliens over there spawning in. Let's just start our little trip on Research Lab 1. So, over here, we've got Anomaly was once a temperate planet with a breathable atmosphere, green forests, snow-capped mountains, and clear lakes. But around 900 years ago, something changed the environment. We're calling the unknown catastrophe that changed the planet's environment the event. Not original, I know, but Lord Eric came up with it. The event seems to have occurred practically overnight. Geological signatures show that it took less than 1 week. While we don't know what caused the event, we do know what it did to the planet. Gravity increased threefold and the atmosphere became poisonous. Within hours of the beginning of the event, all animals on the planet died. Days later, the plants followed. Within 1 week, the entire planet was lifeless. I don't know why these take so long to spawn in, but despite the radiation and lack of oxygen, one species of insect remains. It's unknown if these were native to the planet before or if they resulted from the event. The alien scorpions seem to be asexual, reproducing without needing a sexual partner. They create some sort of bulbous nest which houses their young, which hatch full grown. Caution! Lab 8 and Lab 9 are under quarantine due to escaped alien specimens. Authorized access only. Assault weapons recommended. Hey look, I got one! Oh look, I need a code, and that is not the code. Wrong code! So, I've got to go find the code. I don't actually remember what it is, but I do know where I put it. Although I don't know if I made the proper door to get through, but that's okay. So we got to come all the way back here. Only best place to find control codes are up in the control station. Haha! Labs 1 through 7, normal operations. Labs 8 and 9, under quarantine due to escaped alien specimens. That's where we're trying to get to. Labs 10 through 16, lockdown procedures in effect. Labs 17 through 18, under isolation due to atmospheric leakage. Let's see if we can find out some codes for these things. Oh look, here they are. Important access codes. Isolation, lockdown, quarantine, and Zeta Protocol. We're looking to get into the quarantine, which is 8975. Alright, so we come back down here, come back over this way. Well, the size doesn't have to change, the mass can change. If the planet becomes more massive on the interior somehow. Which in reality doesn't tend to happen, but science fiction can change reality, you know? So yeah. Okay, it was 8975. There we go. I do not want you to kill me. Well, for some reason they can't come through the door, so. Oh no, I've got an open wound and no way to heal it. Okay. It's fascinating. The alien scorpion's DNA seems to be adaptable to nearly any environment. This could explain what they're... Wait, what are you doing? You let them out! And I should have bought some meds beforehand, but I'm just going to do this. And yes, you can use it directly from the item menu. Alright, let's come on over to here. Okay. Go on and die, would you? And you're dead. Not yet? And you'll see we're already level 3 from just killing those 4 things. Okay, you're on top of each other. That's fine. Dr. Botaxian from Lab 17 has gone mad. He let the specimens from the labs loose and let them devour him. I barely escaped myself. Researcher barks. And there's the quarantine code. And we're back out into the main area. We did one half a loop around there. And, interlock code. Wrong code. It's because these are in lockdown procedures. Let's go find the lockdown code. Lockdown code 1458. I could make the lab table public, but the lab table doesn't do anything. I could do the thing that make the things that treat open wounds and the like public. I really ought to do that. It's a good idea. No, I need to go this way. Okay, there we go, 1458. Research Lab 10. The alien creatures seem to have no usual anatomy as we know it. They seem to be vaguely humanoid but lack any hands, feet, or eyes. Despite this, they are quite agile. I don't know why they haven't spawned in here, but they're supposed to be nightmares spawned in here. So there's supposed to be nightmares in there, but they're not for some reason. I don't know why the nightmares aren't spawning. That's weird. The nightmarish creatures which appeared on the planet after the event bear a striking resemblance to creatures reported all over the galaxy, forcing people to abandon buildings. Despite their apparent hunger to devour everything, the creatures seem to lack a digestive system. Whatever they eat seems to be expelled through the mouth on their abdomen. Ah, there's a nightmare. The creatures seem to subsist solely on radiation. This may be why they're drawn to factories and reactors that create a large amount of radiation. Hi there, nightmare! And there's supposed to be an alien scorpion in here. Even though the alien scorpions do eat living flesh, they seem to prefer the waste left behind by the nightmares. This might explain why they appear wherever the nightmares are found. It seems the nightmares may have a reason for biting their foes. Their teeth are infested with deadly parasites. Whether this is a means of reproduction or something else is unknown. Nightmares aren't spawning. I don't know why. Ever since his return from the abandoned excavation site, Dr. Botaxian has been becoming more and more unstable. I'm afraid he might do something dangerous. Dr. Dozra. Caution, labs 17 and 18 are under isolation due to atmospheric linkage. Hazard suits are required beyond this point. And I didn't change that to be public. Crap. These two were supposed to be public, and when you open it, it gives you medium armor. And now I can't equip it because that's not public. But once you get through here, you'll have to fight, you know, abominations or the those things and all that. But I'm not going to continue on from here because, you know, I figure I'll let you guys see the rest of it on your own. But this is just a small portion of the storyline that I've got going in this multiplayer game. Wait, why am I coming through here? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, the storyline, interlock code. The storyline basically introduces you to the aberrations or the nightmares and a lot of things. Let me go ahead and find a let me just do this. So I activated God mode. I'm going to show you guys outside. This is what's left of Anomaly. Nothing but bones and rocks and radiated water tables. The radiation jumps up to 16 at the water. But this is also the only place to get pentaxid in this system. So you'll have to get a radiation mod or radiation boost to put on your armor to get, you know, the stuff from the water without getting irradiated. There's also some pretty good rocks under here and, well, whale skeletons. But there's no fiber on this planet, just a bunch of bones and rocks. But the rocks give you a good amount of the resources and all. And something that I found out, these large pillars, if you use a drill on these large pillars, you will get like 50 ore of each type that you would otherwise, you know, need. As you see, there's the abandoned drone base, abandoned supply station, some crashed capital vessels, but the abandoned supply station does attack. But it's abandoned because it's infested just like all the other abandoned structures. So anyway, we got about 4 minutes till the end of the stream, but I want to go ahead and thank everybody for joining me on this. I hope you enjoyed this look at what I've been working on. and you know, the planet creation tutorial and everything. I'm really looking forward to getting this finished, because yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Also on this planet, there's some gold deposits on here if you find them, and that'll give you more credits and stuff to use to buy your armor and stuff in the trade stations and the like. And then you can go up to the mines in orbit and mine and build hover vessels from stuff, and then build a small vessel with a warp drive and get out of this ugly system. But Anomaly will play a key role in the overall storyline. So yeah, that's why it's a star here. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this stream. I really had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and end this off just a little bit early. But yeah, I'm KnowItAllDM. And as always, y'all have a good day now. Woohoo! Pretty. Later, guys.